So President Trump was asked the hard question. What are we going to do to protect our schools? And to his credit, he didn't dodge it. He admitted it's complicated. He said, putting a member of the National Guard in every school probably is not the answer. He said, hardening every school like a fortress would be nearly impossible. Too many buildings, too much cost, and in some cases, it might even backfire and prevent help from getting to the children. That's an honest answer. That's a leader willing to admit he doesn't have all the answers right in his pocket. He did say he supports arming teachers who are willing and properly trained. And whether you agree with that or not, at least it's a step, an attempt to start solving the problem instead of just ignoring it. And that's something we can build on. Here's the truth. We protect the airports and the courthouses. I've talked about that a lot. We spend billions of dollars making sure those buildings are secure. And yet our schools, the very places where our kids gather, they remain soft targets. Why? Why do we accept that? If the most powerful nation in the world can keep the president safe, can guard military bases, can protect sports stadiums filled with 70,000 people, why can't we find a way to protect a second-grade classroom? Donald Trump does not have the answer, but maybe that's the point. No one person has it. What we need to do is bring the best minds together. Remember how Donald Trump tapped Elon Musk to figure out how to save money for the government? Why not do the same thing with school safety? Bring in innovators, security experts, architects, law enforcement, educators. Get them all in one room and don't let them leave until they come up with a plan. We can't wait for the next tragedy to restart this conversation. Every time it happens, we do the same thing. We hold the vigils. We light the candles. We make promises, and then we just move on. We just move on until it happens again. Then it all starts over. The cycle has to stop. The question has been asked of the president. Now the president needs to lead. He needs to say, this is not acceptable. This is not who we are, and we're going to figure this out. Because at the end of the day, this is not about politics. It's not about red states. It's not about blue states. It's not even about guns or no guns. It's about kids who deserve to grow up, to laugh, to dream, to live without fear when that bell rings. And if we can't protect them, then what does that say about us? So yes, the president does not have all the answers, and you don't hear him say that very often. But he was willing to face the question. He didn't dodge it. And now it's on all of us. Leaders, parents, citizens demand solutions. Not someday, not after the next tragedy, but now. Let's get working on it right now. Protecting our kids isn't just a policy debate. It's really our responsibility. And there's no higher calling for a nation than to keep its children safe. So I say thank you to Donald Trump for taking the question from the reporter. And thank you for trying to answer it. And for admitting you don't really know. Now, please take the next step. Put a team together that can give us our best options moving forward. Here is Donald Trump talking about teachers.
Well, we have a big problem with school shooting, but we also have thousands and thousands of schools that run perfectly. You know, they talk about you can do things construction-wise, and that's really I think nobody knows more about construction than me. You can build the construction doors. You can build what they call safety doors, where they lock on the outside, the inside, and every place else. Well, but if one of these lunatics happens to get through, then the police can't get in. Then they're looking for keys all over the place, and it takes a lot of disadvantages to doing, spending billions and billions of dollars and actually making it safer in some way for some of these lunatics that we're dealing with. But I don't think so. I've thrown out the concept. We have great teachers that love our children. The parents love the children. Teachers love the children, too. And if you took a small percentage of those teachers that were in the military, that were distinguished in the military, that were in the National Guard, et cetera, and you let them carry, that's something that a lot of people like. I sort of liked it. It'd have to be studied, but they're trained. They know about weapons. You can't do it with every teacher because most teachers don't know, but I always thought that would be an alternative.
Okay, so the president has given us a starting point. What do we think of arming teachers? There would be an immediate response in the event of a shooting. Armed and trained teachers in the school could act before police ever arrived. That could save lives. It could be a deterrence factor if shooters know that there's teachers armed in all of our schools. They may just not go there. They may not want to face that. And it could empower teachers. It could make students feel safer knowing that there's people there that can protect them in a moment's notice. But you have the risk of accidents. More guns in schools increases the chance of an accidental discharge. That's something you'd have to be really concerned about. The split second decision in an active shooter situation, even the best police officers, it's not easy. Are we supposed to expect a teacher to be able to pull that off? A gunman is holding a child, in their arms. Will they be able to pull it off? And maybe it'll be a negative on a learning impact. Maybe people will be scared if they think teachers have guns and they know there are guns in the schools. I don't know.